Hello students, today in this session let us discuss about a new module which is Fourier series. According to your syllabus it is a module 2 and it is a part of your 18 March 31 Transform Calculus Fourier series and numerical techniques. So what is this Fourier series is all about? So where do we use this? How do we apply this and what are the advantages of using this in a mathematics need to be studied throughout this module. So what exactly is a Fourier series? So in this session, let us introduce what is Fourier series and definitions and some of the applications we're going to discuss. And at the end of the session, what and all you will be knowing. Also, let us list out here. At the end of the session, a student will be able to know about or explain what is a periodic function, what is even function, odd function, determine the periodic amplitude. To determine, a student will be knowing about determining the period and amplitude of a periodic function, and also students will be able to define what is Fourier series, and they also will be able to discuss an even and odd function to apply for a Fourier series and to find the expansion of a function. So this Fourier series is actually introduced by Joseph Fourier. The Fourier he is a French mathematician. He was taught by Lagrange's and Laplace. So you might have come across Lagrange's linear differential equation or Lagrange's equation, Laplacian equation, all that. So they were the teachers for Joseph Fourier. So as a part of his PhD work, he was working on heat expansion of functions as a trigonometric series. So while doing the research on this topic, he could arrive at these Fourier series. And he also developed the Fourier series and transform to model heat and flow problems. So that was the main intention of developing this Fourier series. So as I told you, this is only the introduction session. The detailed study, how it is used, where it is used and all, you'll be studying in the forthcoming sessions. So why Fourier series is required? So why Fourier series is required? And many of the phenomena studied in engineering and science are periodic in nature. Most of the things, whatever we studied in engineering, will be periodic in nature. Example, the current, voltage is an alternating current circuit, etc. are few examples where we will be repeatedly using the phenomenon which appears repeatedly at regular interval. So these periodic functions can be analyzed into their constituent components like fundamentals and harmonics by a process called Fourier analysis. The Fourier series is mainly used in engineering and science problems which are periodic in nature. That periodic function can be analyzed into their constituent components like fundamentals and harmonics. How do we do this? The process of doing this, finding the fundamentals and the harmonics, is called as Fourier analysis. The Fourier series enable us to approximate various periodic functions like square wave, sawtooth wave, etc. The different waveforms can be studied by using this Fourier series, and trigonometric functions for that occur in electronics can be used as a special case of Fourier series. And this is done by adding more and more trigonometric functions in sine and cosine terms. So this is the reason we need Fourier series. The sum of these special trigonometric function is called as a Fourier series. Actually the periodic function, and we are going to express in the form of harmonics and fundamentals, and then we are going to study the expansion, and more of trigonometric functions are used. So the trigonometric functions which we are using here is sine and cosine, and some of these special trigonometric functions which arrived as a result of this are called as Fourier series. The sum of these special trigonometric function is called as a Fourier series. The Fourier series is used in solving practical problems associated with partial differential equation subject to prescribed boundary conditions. So now you can understand the difference between Laplace and Fourier. The Laplace equations will solve only ordinary differential equation, whereas Fourier series can be used to solve the partial differential equations also, along with some prescribed boundary condition it can be found. And some of the partial differential equation mainly used to expand using Fourier series are heat flow equations, structural vibrations, wave propagations and diffusions, etc. So these are the few things that I could note here for your understanding. So that is about Fourier series, why we need Fourier series and all. So now let us see what is even function. So what is this even function is? Any function. First we need to know what is a function. A function f of x. A function f of x is a real valued function. In order to say that real valued function as an even function, it must satisfy one condition. So what is that condition is? So if f of x, if x has been replaced by minus x, and if we get back our f of x in the original form, then such a function is called as an even function. I'll repeat, a function f of x is said to be an even function if f of minus x can be written as f of x itself. So that functions are called as even function. So what is the meaning geometrically it represents? So it means that the function is symmetrical about the vertical axis. So what is vertical axis? A y-axis itself is called as a vertical axis. This itself we call it as y-axis, and we are also called that as a vertical axis. So the function which happens to be an even function will be symmetric on vertical axis. Vertical axis means it is a part, whatever you can see in the positive side of a vertical axis, the same part can be seen on the other side of the line also. So whatever you see here in this side, the same thing appears in this side, which is exactly similar, only in the opposite direction. So that is what is called as symmetrical on vertical axis. So such functions are called as even function. So I'll repeat. So f of x, if f of x is said to be an even function if f of minus x results in f of x itself. Such functions are called as even functions. So some examples, to say a few examples of even function. Consider f of x is equal to cos x, which is an even function. Let us how it is even function. So let me tell you, f of x has been given as cos x. I'll replace x by minus x on both the sides. So that is f of minus x is equal to cos of minus x. So what is cos of minus theta? Cos of minus theta is cos theta itself. So we get back our cos x itself. So that is nothing but our f of x. So we have started with f of minus x and we have arrived at f of x itself. So therefore f of x is equal to cos x is an even function. Similarly f of x is equal to x square and mod x are few other examples of even function. You can also verify by yourself by replacing x is equal to minus x, and if you get back your original function, then such functions are called as even function. So how this even function waveforms looks like, that I had shown in the PPT. The even function is symmetrical on y-axis, vertical axis, that is what I said. So you can observe in the graph. So this is here vertical axis, this vertical axis. So whatever the graph you see on the left hand side of your right hand side of your y-axis, the same graph appears to be happen in the left side of the vertical axis too. So both the sides of your y-axis remains the same. It looks same. Such functions are the geometric representation of even functions. Similarly, let us see an odd function. So it is exactly opposite to even function. A function f of x is said to be odd function. So if the condition is f of minus x is equal to minus f of x. So that means that geometrically it represents the curve or a function f of x, whatever we take, is symmetrical about origin at the pole. You can, in other words, we can say it as a pole. So example, f of x is sin x. Exactly in the same way you can work it out. So consider your f of x. So consider your f of x. F of x here is equal to sin x is been given for us. So what we are going to do, let us replace x by minus x. F of minus x is equal to sin of minus x. Sin of minus x. So it is equal to sin of minus theta is minus sin theta. So it means that you can write this as minus f of x. So we started with f of minus x and we have arrived at f minus f of x. So f of x is equal to sin x is an odd function. So similarly you can check for x and x cube also. So the graph what I had shown in the PPT looks like it is symmetrical on the origin. So consider your origin as a point. So whatever the curve you see above the origin, this curve, on the other side it is there in the same direction. So on the other side also you can see the same graph. So such functions are called as an even odd functions. So some of the examples of even and odd functions. So look at these graphs. The graph, first graph here, the first graph here, it is an, what is a wave? It is called as rectangle, square wave. So is it symmetrical on vertical axis? Yes or no? You need to check. And again, this one, observe these things. So the knowledge of even and and look at these curves and guess yourself like what and all are supposed to be even functions and what are all supposed to be an odd functions. So you yourself can guess and understand. The knowledge of even and odd function, why do we need to learn these things? It's a one question that usually it occurs in every student's mind, that why do we need this concept in especially in case of Fourier series. So the knowledge of for even and odd function can save lot of unnecessary calculations. So that you will be seeing evidently in the while solving the problem on Fourier series. So you will understand exactly. So now the product of even and odd functions. So okay, I was talking about an even function and an odd function. Two even functions, product of two even function and what is product of two odd functions and how graphically it can be represented. So here product of two even function is even itself, like positive and positive is positive itself. Multiplication 2 positive is positive, like multiplication of two even function is even itself. Similarly, product of two odd function is again even. So the graph you can observe here, you can observe the graph here. You can observe the graph. So this is what the graph, it is product of two even function. One is this even function and the other one is this. So product of two even function remains as a even function itself. And product of odd function. So take two odd function. One is sin x and the other one is x has been taken here. So this is what is one function and this is what is another function. But still it is symmetric on y-axis. You can observe the product curve. Whatever you can see this side, the same thing happen on the other side also. So that means that the curve is, the function f of x is even function. So product of two odd function results in even function. So things that you need to remember. And product of even and odd function. So one even function and one odd function. When we do product, so it is an odd function. So the graph looks like this. So that it will be symmetric on origin. So if you consider origin as your base, then above the origin and below the origin, the curve should be the same. So now let us see what is periodic function. So while telling why we need Fourier series, when we are explaining why we need Fourier series, I was telling most of the periodic functions which appears as a result of engineering problems, we are going to study through Fourier series. So what is this for periodic function is all about? So many things in daily life repeat with a periodic predictable pattern, such as weather, tides and hours of daylight. So these are the things, if you just imagine weather, it will be keep changing. Similarly, tides are also, it will be keep moving. The hours of day and night, the day follows the night, then again day, again the night. So it happens by itself at regular interval of time. So how is it? Like what it is? That is the many things in the life happens to be they appear in the predictable pattern. So in order to this, we can imagine as an example for a periodic function. So what exactly the periodic function is? A function that repeats itself after a specific period of time is called as periodic function. I'll repeat, a function that repeats itself after a specific period of time is called as a periodic function. The best example I can give for this is ECG of a human heart. So you can look a normal graph of a human heartbeat looks like this, which has been shown in the graph. So this is how the normal graph, and you can see the spikes appear after regular interval of time. Such functions are called as periodic functions. So some of the examples of periodic function, take y is equal to sin x. So here sin x is a function and it is in waveform. We know very well that sine is in waveform, and it starts from 0 and it completes one cycle at 2 pi. So this is what is a sine curve looks like. And since sine x has been taken here, the amplitude between -1 and +1 is the values that we have taken. Why is that +1 and -1 we have taken? The maximum and minimum value for a function sine. So you start imagining sine 0. So I'll just try to draw a table for you so that you can understand in a better way. We have sine, I'll write the angle here, theta, and the value I'll write here. For 0, then 30 degree, then 45 degree, then 90 degree, okay, 60, one more we can add, 90, and then 180. Let us introduce like this. So now since we are studying about a sine function, sine 0 is 0. Sine 30 degree is, what was the value of sine 30 degree? It is 1 by 2. Sine 45 is 1 by root 2. Then sine 60 degree is root 3 by 2. And sine 90 degrees is 1. And sine 180 degree means that it is an opposite side. So if you take this as a curve, so we have started at 0 and we had come up to this in the different interval. 180 degree is somewhere here. So it is exactly opposite of 0. So this is what is the 1/2 cycle. So if we have 1 here, the other side it should be -1. If we have 0 here, the other side also will be 0. So therefore, we had come to 90 degree and 180 degree. 180 degree again, since sine 0 is 0, at 180 degree also it remains to be 0. So now, again if you continue 180 degree plus 30, then 180 degree plus 45, 180 degree plus 60 and 180 degree plus 90. If you continue in that way, these values, whatever we have tabulated, will repeat. So when we look at the first set of values, it starts from 0 and the maximum value is 1. And the sine wave amplitude, the maximum value of a sine wave amplitude is 1. Therefore, we have taken 0 to 1 as an amplitude for a sine wave. So that is for 0 to 90 degree. If you go in the reverse direction, in the anti-clockwise direction, then it is 0 to -1. Therefore, the amplitude of a sine wave happens to be -1 and +1. So it oscillates between -1 and +1. So that is about your periodic function. So once after 2 pi, the same cycle repeats. You will get back another curve with the same amplitude. So sin x is a periodic function. Similarly, there is another example I had written here. Y is equal to 5 sin 2x with an amplitude 5. And the curve looks like this. You can see after every interval 0 to pi, pi to 2 pi, and again. So the curve completes one cycle fast, and again it is going back to its original place. So non-sinusoidal periodic function. Some of the functions which are not all functions will be periodic. So some will be non-periodic too. So these are the some examples where there will be a point of discontinuity. So some of the examples of non-sinusoidal functions. Okay, so what and all we have studied up in this session. The idea of a Fourier series is to represent a complicated function in terms of simple periodic function, namely sine and cosine. A function that repeats itself after a specific period of time is called as periodic function. A function f of x is said to be even if f of minus x is equal to f of x itself. And our odd function that is symmetrical about the vertical axis. And we have also studied odd function. And before getting into the problem, these are the few properties of definite integrals that you need to remember. I listed it here. Even the same thing, it has been given in the notes also. So you can just go through and try to remember these things so that we will be using them in the problems. So Bernoulli's rule for integration also will be using while integrating or while finding the Fourier series expansion. So this is how it will be used, and these are the two main formulas that we will be using it. So that also you need to remember. So this is about the introduction of Fourier series. Thank you.